This is Do by Friday, a weekly challenge podcast with Alex Cox and Merlin Mann. This week's challenge, watch the movie Crumb.
Hello.
Hello.
Good after morning, Merlin Mann. How are you?
Fine. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm really doing well. Not great. Well.
Good.
You're already
Is
laughing
almost
at me.
everything difficult for you?
I hope not.
Okay. Hi, everybody. We're here.
What's difficult about that? I messed up words. Words are hard. Words are important to you. Words mean things.
You're traumatized. You're not stupid. Did you watch how much of the McDonald's thing did you watch?
The entire thing.
Really?
You undersold it. Honest to God.
Well, that's what I do. That's what I do. I like underselling things.
Merlin,
I'm
what's
gonna
the
tell
McDonald's
you.
thing?
Hang on. Let's
Okay.
try to be in the room together sometimes.
Hi, I'm here.
I think overselling things is overrated. And the problem is people are accustomed to the best and the greatest and the whatevers. But, and you guys, the other two of you on our super secret private text channel, I mean, like, you're Jesus, fuck. I don't know how you breathe. I mean, geez, just all day, the stuff you look at.
That's not even true. How do you know what I look at? You said you should take a break from the internet.
I did say that, yeah.
I don't know what that means.
So what I do is I keep my powder dry, and I would like to develop amongst my one doesn't say friends, amongst one's people that one knows. If you can't tell, I'm watching The Crown again. If one wishes to maintain credibility for oneself, and I would like to get to where I can say something like, Max, have you seen the McDonald's thing? Because, boy, you should watch it. It's really your shit. And I'd like people to trust me. Now, this is contra what you do, which is you guys keep sending me links to things on Twitter where somebody said something mildly amusing and extremely obvious. And so what I do is I keep my powder dry. So I was, as you like to point out, I sometimes watch. Times like these, I do watch more cable news. And I had cable news on. What I'll do is, I mean, nobody asked, but sometimes I'll put it on like after I'm done doing something. I just want something in the background while I'm doing something else. And it's not always cable news, but in these troubled times, woof. And I turned on MS Now or CNN right when they dropped into Trump live he's at an event. Help me out. It was McDonald's, the company that makes hamburgers.
Yes, and it was not in Illinois. Disappointing. It was the McDonald. It was not the McDonald's.
It was at a McDonald's thing that was not in Illinois.
Well, because
it wasn't a corporate event. I think it was an event for franchisees, is what I picked up.
Yeah. Which is, I got excited. I thought he was here. I was really, really excited.
Anyhow, what happened was I was doing other things in my life, and then I heard the president speaking, and I was immediately struck by a couple things. One is that when he spoke from the Oval Office that same morning, his voice was very, very hoarse. He sounded very ill, and but also. Guys, if you listen to this show, you're used to the way that we are. You keep thinking that you've seen all you're going to see from this guy, right? You think there's no more surprises. You're thinking like there's nothing new to be added to this ongoing intellectual tragedy that you hadn't seen in July of 2015. And then the little guy will surprise you. He'll don't you think he'll
another treat.
So the question you were going to ask was, what was this? Because I want to hear what I want to hear is how you feel about this. So anyhow, the president goes and speaks. So here's the deal. We got to move on. We got a lot of important things to talk about today. Here's what happened. I discovered by hearing this, and I came in the middle where he was he was, of course, talking about how good he was at things. And he did that thing where, like, at this point, I think he's pretty much just given up having any interest in saying whatever is on the teleprompter. But he mainly just used it as a jumping off point to talk about what interests him. And of course, he continues, as in the last 10 years or so. He reads things off the teleprompter in a way that makes it clear he has no idea what's on the teleprompter, because he often surprises himself with what he just says.
Mm-hmm.
And he's talking
wonderful.
about, he's reading these stentorian words of probably Stephen Miller or similar about how great McDonald's is, and this, and with the truck driver on a long haul picking up, knowing you can get a good meal, or you're in line with your children. I'd been in that line many times. And then he started talking about the wrist action of the guy who was doing the fries. Give me some of the, and I was just struck by, I'll try to put it in a gentlemanly way. I'm continually struck by how disordered his thinking is, and how it's so clear that his thinking is very disordered, that when you eventually realize that the patterns of disorder in his thinking tend to lead back to the same handful of things, it makes him less credible to me as a leader. I have to be honest.
Oh, as opposed to his very ordered thinking.
What's the thing I'm good at?
2016.
Remember we talked about a few minutes ago? What's the thing I'm good at? Understatement.
What? True.
Yeah.
But I watched it.
Did you find his thinking disordered? Didn't it seem like he was having trouble organizing his thoughts?
Okay. I don't think he was trying. Mm-hmm. Yes, at some point it felt at the beginning,
buried the needle.
At the beginning, so you could tell, right? Like, oh, he's going somewhere. Like,
when I would go to these, people would pay me millions of dollars, and now I'm doing it for free. But really, it's an honor. It's not really an honor. He's obviously mad. He said, and let's just also
he got so mad. He was mad at the people there. He was like, "You would have been screwed."
He said the quiet part loud.
It was incredible. Well, and by you had texted us, and I don't know what your image is of how I spend my days, as if I'm like I have an Osmandius setup with like my crazy cat. Well, there is a crazy cat. Like,
I would love to discuss
a bunch of.
If you're open to discuss, well, first we need to close this particular set of. If you wanted to talk about that, I would be more than happy to discuss that with you, because I think I could really help you.
I, in the past, would say I'm sure, based on your assumptions of how online I am. I don't know. But as I watched the first half later on that night when the speech had finished.
Yeah, I'd only seen like a clip of it, but the whole thing is, maybe we can find it for notes if we have time. But yeah, the whole thing.
It's there.
Yeah.
It's pretty short, too. Well, it doesn't feel short.
No, by his standards, yeah, it's pretty short.
I started watching halfway through, and he was reading off the teleprompter, and just bits and bobs, as they say sometimes on The Crown. And suddenly, there was a part about planes and bomber, and it felt suddenly like he was telling us state secrets, but I wasn't sure about. Do
you remember which part?
When
he like I think the
bombing that was almost canceled.
The idea
and
for this,
they were
if it's not obvious, is that there's a variety of things going on right now, and some of the things going on right now are frustrating to him, not least because he feels like these are two separate but related but separate things. He's frustrated that he doesn't get more credit for what he perceives that he's done, but that frustration approximately triples if he feels that people who should be talking about how well he's doing are not talking about it. Right?
Yes.
And I think those are different things. I think it's one thing for him to have that Peter Brady feeling of like, nobody appreciates me. And the other thing is he's so fucking mad at anybody who is not actively telling him how great he is all the time.
As I was watching, I did the thing that we kind of argued about in The Perfect Neighbor, where I'm like, I don't really see myself in this woman, but I saw myself as he got frustrated because he wasn't getting credit. Not just wasn't getting credit, but he feels misunderstood, and he's like, no, I'm doing this thing. Why don't you know how good this thing is? Don't you see what I've done? Versus, like forget all the Epstein stuff. He's like, whatever, the franchise is blah blah blah.
He's like, yourself in that.
Well, being misunderstood.
No. I'm just asking you because I agree. I think we all have that. But to say a thing that we've all said more than once, well, yeah, but I don't run the free world.
That's what was wild. It's like, wow, I have some feelings about gender, and you have some feelings about how the pilots are flying. What is it, 36 hours? And he's like, who'd want that job? Who'd want that job? And it's like, the hard workers.
Those truck drivers, they can get a good meal at McDonald's.
Yeah, they can. The breakfast prices. Apparently, that is a true thing that some economists look at the prices of McDonald's breakfast and the frequency at which.
I always heard the Big Mac. The Big Mac was always considered, at least for years, was considered an international standard for, especially looking at inflation.
Yeah. And it feels apocryphal, but there are, it was one of the times I did go on the internet. And it's like, there are, okay, I don't know if this is a true or real thing because but I don't know. It felt special. I sound like watching this speech. It's like you could see.
We can save people a lot of trouble just by saying, if you're not as involved in this kind of like firsthand experience of the bullshit as we are, he's real goofy right now. Is that fair to say?
Do you remember? Yeah, and do you remember though the very early speeches in office when he did have somewhat ordered thinking? This is a bit younger, but he was starting to realize what the job entailed and was like, oh, fuck this, fuck it so hard. And it kind of seems like he's sliding into that, and versus, let's say Biden, who's trying real hard to put some charm into the teleprompter.
Reminding us this is not who we are.
Yeah, he was just like...
It's not helping me say it, sir.
I really
there were several sirs. There were several. Anyways, I had a feeling you might enjoy it. Madeline is, I'm gonna leave her out of this, but she can't take a lot of him.
Oh no,
she can't hear the voice.
I think Matthew is the one person. I mean, he can't take a lot of Trump, but also can't, like me, take a lot of the mocking of Trump with the voice. And I mean, like seeing
the guy on SNL is pretty good.
He is
really it's evolved, and one of the things he does that I think is so subtle and easy to miss. That I fucking hate when Trump does this. When he's doing his thing up there and he's speaking. And he turns his head at an angle, and he speaks with his head at an angle. You see me doing this with my head, and I'm speaking at an angle with regard to grocery. I think he's really, really good at that thing he does where like he's so pleased with what he's saying, and thinks he's being so like subtle, like so low key with what he's saying. He's nailing. No, I agree with you. I mean, it's all completely tiresome. It's made the internet insufferable. The response to Trump
what I mean.
It's not as bad as Trump, but it hasn't been great.
That's why maybe you can help me to get even more offline than I am.
Jeez,
even
how
though
could you be any more offline than you are now?
I don't know. Not look at blue skies much.
You're so barely on. It's just little trickles.
I never said
trickles of vital things every day. No, it's tough because you don't retain information about what we're doing on this show while we're recording this show. And yet, you have a gift. You find a way to bring up an extremely obscure, stupid thing that I don't need to know about, and then we have to talk about it here. And it concerns me that you have a lot of that in your life, and I don't think it's making you happy.
I really wanted to talk about the crumbly crumble bits, but I figured, you know what? We don't need to dig.
You're talking about a coffee cake?
Well, we
What
had
does that mean,
discussed
Alex, the crumbly crumble bits?
we had discussed all of the various crumbles that come out off of food, kind of like.
Oh, I'd be happy to talk about that. I'll write it down here. I wrote down Alex and the internet, and under that, I'm going to write down crumbles. I've written in longhand here.
I spent the weekend house sitting which is such a weird term.
It is a weird. I've always thought it was kind of a weird term. It's one of those words like play date, where you're like, I see how you got there, but it's still kind of weird.
Yeah, and I stayed at a friend's house and check out their trash. And they're older, late 70s, and they don't have Wi-Fi. However, they do have a smart TV. I did not dig or ask that many questions. Just like, okay, all right. And watched the entire third season of The Leftovers. Was wonderful.
Oh, really?
Because I'm not as much. I think that maybe
I just think it's a good show, and I was applauding your good decision making. That's all.
Oh, I adore it. I think it might
be. It's my favorite.
I know
TV
it is
show.
your favorite show. It might be my best show. Like the best.
I could see
show that I've ever seen.
It's a big swing.
I don't want to say it feels like a lost apology tour. Or it's like it's just really good. Hey, everybody! If you saw the first season of The Leftovers and we're like, that was good, that was fine.
Second season,
the second two, or like the second and third season. Oh boy.
Third one's when Nora goes in the tube, right? Is that third season? I'm acting like speaking quietly will not be a spoiler. It's when Nora like goes in the tube in the truck and is going to do the thing, right? It gets pretty. Well, season 2 gets pretty wild too, where he keeps waking up in the bathtub. But yeah, I don't remember. I've seen season 3 the least, so it's the one I remember the least. But I do remember that. I think she's naked when she goes in there too.
I saw a lot of naked women this weekend as well. All of them through a screen.
Anybody I know?
You might.
A screen or a scrim? Was it like a burlesque show?
Screen.
A monitor.
Not that fun. No, it was a very large TV with
no
that
Wi-Fi.
Supposedly doesn't have Wi-Fi. But
how was the cellular? were you like, was it like your whole internet experience slow while you were there?
Oh, yeah, because it was in a high rise. So, but I actually, whatever. I did watch the first episode of a show called The Hunting Wives, which I thought was just a sketch on SNL, a pretty funny sketch on SNL. It's not. They did
kind of nail several aspects of it.
Oh my God!
They're not very careful with handguns on that show. I don't know if you've noticed.
No. I'm not careful with a lot of things, but I kept being.
Who's the one I like? Who's the skinny one who's trouble with the long hair? That's the one I like. What's her name?
I called her co-star of Children's Hospital the whole time because I couldn't remember, and because my cellular was bad, I couldn't look it up.
She's the one with the boobs out.
Yes.
I'm talking about the other one, the one, the one who they're casting as who they're trying to make her,
like the fish out of water. I'm from Cambridge. Oh, she actually says I'm.
My God,
I'm from
no!
Boston.
I'm talking about the hunting wife with the skank with the gun, who's really serious.
What's all of them?
Huh?
I don't know. That's all of them.
Were you watching it? Pretty wild, though, huh? It's not a very good program.
It's not,
also, apparently, something happened. I guess Brittany Snow saved whom I love, or who I enjoy, must have saved somebody's America's cat from a tree. Because she's in everything now.
Oh.
She's also in the Murdoch Show.
Oh, see, look at back. who else
That
is in
now,
the
if you
Murdoch
want some
Show.
very good B plus TV, the last episode aired this week. Watch the Jason Clarke. Jason Clarke as you've never seen him before.
But
You know the hunky guy from Zero Dark 30?
I do.
He's Australian. Fucker.
Really?
Yeah, he's a double secret Brit.
God damn. I mean, first Carrie Coon, and now I didn't know that she was in the Gilded Age. I'm having a lot of their secret Brits.
Well, once
their
we've had our
boobs.
conversation about the
Oh.
internet, it's going to open up so much time for you to watch more wholesome things, like the Gilded Age.
Oh my God.
I didn't even know she was in that, but I do know about 6'7". That was you.
Because not unfortunately.
So do they have?
but
So they have. Here's now. Let me ask you this, because this to me is some good cultural anthropology. You're being weird about this. These sound like rich old people. They have no Wi-Fi, but they have
they
a smart.
say they have no Wi-Fi.
Okay.
I'm just saying that I did not
How am I
want
supposed
to
to
ask
respond to that when you say that?
questions.
They say they have no Wi-Fi.
Because I wanted to explain.
What should I ask you a question about how they hide the Wi-Fi from you?
No, I'm saying that they say that they have no Wi-Fi. However, I did only watch shows that were streaming because they don't have
so
cable.
it's not connected to. Okay, but their TV is not connected. That was my question. Their TV is not connected to Ethernet.
No.
Oh,
no.
Interesting.
Yes.
Were you able to
So-
plug in a computer and use Ethernet that way?
No, I wasn't online. I didn't need to be online. I had a comfy couch and Carrie Coon. What else?
Alex, you can't
could
get
you
through
ask
this
for?
program. You can't get through a segment of this program without looking things up.
I'm not. What do you think I'm looking up? I'm in our message. Would you like a screenshot?
No, I would not. I would not accept a
okay.
screenshot.
All right.
I just mean that sometimes before I've gotten to the comma, you're going okay and blah blah, and you're anyhow. So do they have regular cable HBO or is it HBO?
No.
Yeah.
It's HBO Max or so
yeah.
there was no MS Now, unfortunately.
Okay.
I want to see the Chirons. Are they has it like fully transitioned? Like, are they full MS Now?
Yeah, as of Saturday.
Was it a sudden? This isn't even a bit. I'm curious.
No,
Was
I mean,
it like we're now?
I would not. I don't. You're going to squeeze hard, and I just would not expect a ton of juice. They renamed the thing. It's stupid. The logo is terrible. The reasons for the name change are understandable, but the bacronyming of what it means is stupid. The whole thing is stupid. But that seems like it's kind of beyond the scope of the program.
That is what I'm more interested in.
So you didn't have Wi-Fi and you didn't have MS Now.
The logistics of flipping that final switch.
They still have lots of PSAs for mentors.
Interesting.
See, I'd guessed I've been noting this for a long time publicly and whatever. I don't have the reach that I used to. But for a long time, I thought they were burning off like months or years. I thought maybe there was some kind of a settlement out of court and they had to show like approximately half of their advertising had to be PSAs. So now I just think they just don't have any income. That's what I figure. Did you know you can be a mentor and become a mentor?
Be a mentor and become a mentor. So we've got. Is that what is that fancy grammar case?
The more you know?
Indicative. No. See, I wish I was looking things up.
The
I would
typeface
sound so
Mistral?
smart.
That's the typeface of sexual assault.
Okay. Oh boy.
Don't use Mistral.
It
looks like something you put in someone's drink as a typeface.
Oh no.
You disagree?
I wanted to ring the bell because that was funny, and I
Thank
don't
you.
like that they found that was funny.
Okay.
Oh man. Oh,
So you like The Leftovers? That's good.
oh, I love The Leftovers.
Yeah, it's a good show. It's a very good show.
But I don't know why knowing what 6'7" is means that I'm too online. I don't see 6'7" online.
Right. So we did The Leftovers, And how'd it go otherwise? No fires or anything. Were there any animals you had to take care of?
No, but I visited an animal. Matthew was dog sitting in a building down the street.
For one of his special needs dogs?
Yeah, it's smaller than our cat. Either of our cats. It looks like a prank
What
dog.
kind of animal is it? Oh, it's a dog.
It's not a pamplemousse. That's a LaCroix.
Papillon?
It's thank you. Yeah. Yes.
You know why they call it that?
No.
Because it has ears that make it look like a butterfly.
Is that French for butterfly?
Oui.
Is that papillon? Papillon?
Oui.
Is that French?
You know that from playing flute.
Oh. Yes.
You got to give him something in 4/4 time. Papillon. You ever see that movie with Steve McQueen and Dustin Hoffman?
No. The papillon.
I just want to say, I've seen lots of movies about being in prison. I would not want to be on Devil's Island. I would not want to be in the Turkish prison that guy is in Midnight Express either. I don't want to be in any of them, but I really would not want to be on Devil's Island. It looks like it was pretty unpleasant.
Is there a prison you would like to be in?
I like to be in that one Ghislaine Maxwell's in where you get puppies.
Oh, puppy prison. How sweet would that be? Oh.
That's called a pound, Merlin. They exist.
Wait, so we take it and turn it. So it's the dogs that are in prison, and you're their companion pimp.
Oh, okay. I see. We can squeeze something out of this, pimping out dogs.
Maybe a joke about how she likes wearing fringe. I always think that's funny.
It is funny.
She loves fringe.
I believed for a full week that she was allowed to wear fringe.
Just on the epaulets. Just on the epaulets.
Yes.
And yes, her prison outfit does have epaulets.
Okay, there are
a
a lot
midriff.
of weird exceptions.
I like her haircut. I think it's for what she has to work with. I think it's pretty flattering.
Really? Mm-hmm. I haven't kept
She could do a lot
up on
worse.
the
She could do a
traits.
lot worse. Yeah.
I mean,
And so a papillon, the papillon is I think a toy dog.
I believe so.
And are they nervous? They seem kind of like Chihuahua-y. No offense intended.
No, this one isn't, but that's because it has rich parents who have socialized it very, very well.
Never meet any tiny neurotic things with rich parents.
No. Where's the bell?
Except for every girl I've ever dated in my life.
All right, Mr. Crumb, easy there. Oh no, where's my bell? It's a really good and sad movie. I am going to. I've sent you an unsolicited photo, and that is
of people?
about half
Is it
of my
actual
family.
people? Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
No, this I
and
accept. I accept this.
That's why I know a lot of strange internet things, because young people talk to me that I am related
Look at
to,
that
and
baby.
I'm like, oh, okay.
Look at that little
Yes,
baby.
that is my not my niece.
Oh,
and
wait,
my
how old's this
grandma's.
photo?
Sunday?
Really?
Sunday old?
Is that Matt next to you? Wait, hang on. I'm confused. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
God damn, this is confusing. So wait, a tall guy who looks like a basketball coach. To my left of him, that's you.
Wait, yeah.
And then
yes.
Matt to the left of my left of you is Matt.
Yes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Look at Matt.
And yes, look at Matt. I do every day. I'm very lucky.
Oh, look at little kids in matching outfits. Is that your little nieces?
Yes. And those are the 3 great-grandchildren. We celebrated.
So the 2 elderly people, one of whom is holding a child. Oh, look at that fat baby. Oh, I love a fat baby. Now, are these the people for whom you were HBO sitting?
No.
Okay.
Friends of the HBO sitters. But these are my grandparents
movie.
celebrating their 70th wedding anniversary.
That's too long.
That's too long.
Get over it.
Too long.
Get a new spouse.
God. Oh, it was one of those parties that no one, including them, wanted to be there. Like, we all wanted to be together, but no one wanted to be at this party, but it was a delight. Look it out. But yeah, so there will be, that's why Skibbity, that's why, I don't know. I think I have an unrealistic expectation, though. This is a Catholic thing of just that that people are assaulted with words that they don't understand, and they're either expected to understand them
Who's the
or
cute
just
girl with the hair in the back?
God, there's a million of them. I don't
the one with the
know.
hair. She's got half and half hair, like 101 Dalmatians hair. Who she looks? She's got smart eyes. Who is that? We got somebody with a mullet and your glasses in the back left.
Yes.
And then in front of
that's
that,
Jessica. That is.
she looks
one
nice.
Yes.
Several of these men look like Alex Horn a little bit, but that's my problem, not theirs.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Thanks
Oh,
for sending
no.
this. Oh, look at that baby. Oh, so you get to hang out with that baby sometimes?
Yes.
Do you bite its legs?
No.
Do you ever eat its foot?
No.
Why wouldn't you do that? It's right there.
I poked I poked the foot. It's very and you know,
You're never going to get a really good flavor for the foot if you don't put the whole thing in your mouth. Yum, 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 yum.
Listen.
Baby should be eaten. I'm sending you this photo.
You gotta wait though until like 6 months though. You gotta get a little bit of meat.
Let them dry out a little bit.
Yeah, isn't it? I don't know as much about meat.
I just sent you a photo that is on my iPad screen, and I just felt like sending it to you. It's nice when you can get a photo of mom trying to get a nap and the baby sleeping next to mom and not sleeping.
Nope.
With what looks like chocolate on its face.
Oh God.
Isn't that a cute baby? Mom's just trying to sleep.
That's a beautiful mother and beautiful baby and a mischievous baby and exhausted mother. It's
the problem with babies is if you wash them, they just get dirty again.
Yeah, which is
it's like towels.
Why?
Or underwear. Like, you don't really need to clean them. You just turn them inside out. That's what we did with our baby.
Mac, what?
Bye-bye.
You just switch them around.
Your little nieces are so cute. Okay, I'm closing that. So good. I'm glad you got to do that.
Oh boy. But this is Merlin.
Yes.
I ran into a bit of a problem because I wasn't online.
Oh no!
People were people were asking me about Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh.
And I did not know what was happening with Jeffrey Epstein.
At what point was this happening? In
Sunday.
retrospect, so yeah, I said this. I think I said this to you yesterday. Like yesterday was, I don't know. I've been watching more news than usual lately, and I've kind of getting to that point where I'm like, yeah, I need to watch less of this. It's all horrible, and I realize I'm chasing a dragon, and that's not who I want to be. But yeah, Sunday's one of those days where so anyway, what I said yesterday was, wow, it was a weird day to be slightly unplugged from the news for one afternoon. We're like, I guess the Senate's going to do that. That's wild. Okay, well, I had not expected that last week. But the Sunday was when the president, it is believed, finally had to confront the idea that this petition was going to pass in the House. And, I wrote something down that I wanted to share with you. A lot of people don't like Jake Tapper. I don't really care one way or another. But he did say something very clever that I wrote down. He said, and I've written this down, he said, talking about Trump and these other Republicans, changing their tune on supporting that discharge petition. He said they ran up to the front of the parade like they'd been there the whole time. Isn't that a good turn of phrase?
Very good.
Reminds me of Animal House when Stork grabs the baton and starts leading the band down the alley. What do you want us to do, you moron? You know that's Doug Kenny. Did you know that?
I did not.
Did you ever see Futile and Stupid Gesture?
Nope. I'm trying to think if I know who Doug
that
Kenny
might work
is.
for the challenge we're going to have this week.
I already had the challenge picked out.
I got a challenge picked out too.
All right.
We can argue about it.
Good.
So you've never seen Futile and Stupid Gesture, correct?
No.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever heard of that at all. No.
Okay.
I have one thing I've written down.
So you were out of the loop. And so when you came back in, when did you come back in and what had you missed?
I mean, the Senate stuff, the Bubba situation, which
No. See, that's internet stuff.
But is it? Wait, okay. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Not blah, blah, blah.
Did you see
I
John
was shown
Dickerson talking a lot about
Bubba. Who?
Oh, sorry, the newscaster John Dickerson?
No, I did. I'm sorry, I did not hear you. No, I saw a CNN guy. I was shown a clip on CNN, and I'm like, what? And then, yes, I did go on the internet and saw all the typical ha 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 blowjob jokes.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Reading
Got 'em
those
this time.
emails, what I saw was a bunch of powerful men mocking Donald Trump, which I don't know, I find way funnier and much more
Your
interesting.
theory is starting to make more and more sense to me. And I've
theory?
taken your theory and I've expanded it. Here's what these guys don't want to come out. I think way fewer of these guys are diddling underage women on purpose than a lot of people would like to think. Mm-hmm. Okay, I don't have the human will to give you every proviso about that statement, not you, but the world, that statement. I think there are probably fewer powerful people diddling there's several parts to this. There are fewer powerful men diddling underage girls than a lot of people like to think. That doesn't mean that there aren't powerful men diddling underage girls. And it doesn't mean that there's none of them doing it on purpose.
Well, and also for me too, that doesn't mean that this is important. It doesn't mean that there aren't powerful men who want to, and maybe not even for the reason.
But what if it's way like what's the lesson none of us ever want to learn? It's always stupider than you think. Yeah. What if, and again, I want to give you credit here because I credit you with bringing this thought technology to me where you said, what if, I've taken this to cover the P-tape, quote unquote. I've taken this to cover like all this different stuff. What if, or like the purported photo of that exists of Trump with cum on his pants or whatever, all these things, right? I think they all lead back to a fairly predictable place. You've seen that MSNBC video of Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein ogling girls. People who can read lips have said that Donald Trump is saying she's hot and so forth. And you see how awkward he is. You see he's biting his lower lip. You see he's doing what does Billy Crystal call it in When Harry Met Sally? The white man's overbite. Dancing, does his little double hand job dance and all that. What do we know about this fucker? He is incredibly awkward around everyone.
He needs to be loved, and
he does. But here's the thing: think about the way Stormy Daniels described her experience with him. Where if even half of the way she described it is true, this guy's awkward as fuck around women. Think
and
about
it's not just like ha little penis. It's like, oh sweetie. There's like, oh sweetie levels.
Well, yeah, but like before we even get to his dick, but also think about was it Virginia Giuffre or was it one of the Farmer sisters in the Filthy Rich series, which I would recommend people watch if they're interested in this horrible stuff. It's nice to hear those women speaking firsthand. And the one was called, I'm sorry, I forget if it was Virginia or one of the other girls. But anyway, they were called to some Jeffrey Epstein office at night. Do you remember this? And they go in and it's dark and there's fucking nobody there. And she gets called into this office and fucking Donald Trump is there. Do you remember this? And
I've not seen all of Filthy Rich.
About
just
this very awkward,
Ghislaine Maxwell.
yeah, okay, but like very awkward conversation. What I'm trying to say is, I'm going to take your point and I'm going to explode it into my larger point, which is what Donald Trump would prefer no one see is how fucking awkward he is in all kinds of casual situations. And so like the to me the air that I'm letting out of speculatively letting out of a speculative balloon is I don't think everybody who hung out with this guy like necessarily just hung out with him because they wanted to be with underage girls. I think it's becoming clearer and clearer. A lot of them, for like in the Atlantic, I think, had a piece about this. Why do all these people want to hang out with this guy? He's a fucking idiot. He writes like a Silicon Valley bro. He's obviously really stupid and he's dumb as fuck. But, he's Lawrence Summers, his wingman or whatever, all that stuff. I think it's just going to make all these guys look like horny fucking assholes. And
which I would say they are. but there's the yes.
He did not want the current president did not want the Stormy Daniels stuff to come out, in part because like he's got to go home and be with a wife, such as she is.
Well,
he doesn't like being embarrassed. He doesn't like being seen as unpowerful. And I think the image of him, let's go back to Peter Brady. And I know that's a reference that may not make tons of sense to you, but the most enduring image from any episode of the Brady Bunch, there's many, but the one that comes back to me again and again is from the second or third season when, long story short, Peter throws a party for himself because he's gotten this money and he throws a party for himself and nobody comes to the party. And there's this wonderful image of Peter Brady standing by the table full of not people, but party things. And he's standing there in this little green double-breasted jacket, which might be show art. And he's just standing there looking sad. Because even though he's the special boy, like nobody came to his party because you know what? Nobody fucking likes him. And I think it's not unusual to imagine a world where Donald Trump just doesn't know how to talk to girls. And everybody else is doing hand stuff with people on a plane, and he's sitting around being, to quote Wayne from Leonard Kenny, like just being fucking awkward. I think he doesn't want to be seen for the, and maybe I'm giving him too much credit, but like, I think he's going to come off looking really real. Like a lot of these guys is just going to come off looking like a fucking weirdo.
I don't think that's giving him any credit. It's far more pathetic and weird. Like a lot of these powerful men who were
like
invited,
young girls
I
because
agree that they don't.
Maybe that shape of woman is his type. You know what I mean? But like, I think if you accidentally,
so.
And now I sound like who's that?
I don't think he likes women that much. No, I don't think. Well, this has always been my thing. Is like the one time
You mean from a sexual standpoint?
Not only surprised. I don't think that's his main
motivation
thing. Like, I don't think he's a sex guy.
Yeah.
Donald Trump, I mean. Like, he wants to be a sex guy.
Did you remember what E. Jean Carroll said about how things went in that little dressing room? Mm-hmm. Awkward as fuck, man.
Yeah,
he does not know how to talk to girls. That's his problem.
He has assaulted women, but
he's bad at it. He's not even cool. He's not even cool about it. He's a fucking weirdo. And apparently he's a real sloppy kisser.
Merlin, ever since...
Yes, Alex.
Ever since... I grab him by the pussy. I don't even... I think I was embarrassed to talk about this on the show.
That's just words to another dude.
But no.
That's like my friend Billy, who thought girls got pregnant from you peeing in their mouth.
When I heard that, I was like, oh, that's shockingly horrible. Like, I
think he does like digital insertion to women that they didn't ask for. That's a sense that I get.
That is...
But that's a power thing. First time I ever heard, and I really don't want this to go any further in this direction, but the first time I heard the R word, the sexual assault R word, described as being a crime of, not a crime of like sex per se, but of like power. Mm-hmm. I was like, huh? Really? Like, oh, okay. But like, you really get that with him, that he's in it for in it for, he really likes making people do things they don't want to do. Mm-hmm. And he really likes them not only not being allowed to complain about it, but having to thank him for it and often say, sir.
Yeah, that's
his kink.
You can see that across
gratitude.
Everything.
Gratitude is my kink title.
No.
That's what you said.
When I truly thought like, oh, all right, we're not going to have Trump as president when the grab her by the pussy thing happened. Not because it was like,
could he come back
woman.
From that.
It was because of that apology video. And I'm like, men across the country are going to be like, talk about pussy. Look at that. Like, it was so pathetic. So that was the first time I was like, oh my God, who is this for? Who is this satisfying? Like, what is, who's like, this is, but I mean, good for, I was wrong. But like, it was just the first time that I think he ever looked ashamed, and not because of what he said, but because God, he had to debase himself to admit that he was doing something he did not want to do.
I am spacing utterly on this. In my head, I am concatenating it with Charlottesville, and that kind of bad apology. But do you remember? So was it? What was the context for him apologizing such as he did?
He was the video.
Was it at a podium or anything?
No, he was sitting down. He was sitting down talking to a camera. I'm going to find it for notes because it was.
But it wasn't.
So
it was before he was elected, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And again, which is why I'm like, who is?
Well, as long
this
as James
for?
Comey does not announce an investigation into Hillary Clinton's email, I think it'll turn out fine.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Don't make it weird.
I just have such a clear memory because it was at work. Like a bunch of us were traveling for work, and like Max wasn't there, and it was like, oh my God, what? This is so pathetic and weird, and that's why I'll do a Trump and move from the bombers back to the McDonald's thing. Like that's
weave.
That. I forgot about that. That's
he started talking about the weave again.
Oh, that part of the McDonald's?
No.
Maybe
No, it was a different interview.
It was like, oh God, I don't want to read off of this teleprompter.
So anyway, you're
but now
pivoting.
I don't have
you're pivoting.
No, like that is you're right. Like that is the power trip, and the fact that he doesn't care and doesn't need to say what is on the teleprompter because these are a bunch of franchisees and who cares, and like just understand.
He's so used to everybody laughing along with the just incredibly stupid and cruel things that he says. Mm-hmm. He's so used to that, and like, which makes it even worse that he's sitting there with MBS, doing what he did with that reporter, which that was, so the thing I said on the internet yesterday, is I think he's increasingly not that good at reading the room, is my suspicion.
Yes.
I mean, do we fully appreciate the levels here? Do we fully appreciate the levels? First, we know that he yells at women when he's mad. When he's frustrated, he yells at women, reporters, politicians, whoever it is. He's very mad at women in general, especially. He's mad at everybody, but especially women, especially black women, especially women who are not.
Except the black women in Chicago who said, "Thank you, sir. Thank you for sending in
tears in their eyes."
Mm-hmm. They're wearing their
burly,
red hats.
Big burly girls. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Go ahead. Sorry.
He is not as good at reading the room, which, again, in his little speech the other day.
So he's sitting there with the guy who his intelligence,
Oof.
our intelligence agency has said can credibly be believed to have called for the death of Jamal Khashoggi at the embassy in Turkey, a journalist who asked a lot of, and at this point I realize I'm being a little bit pussy hat, but like I do think it's worthwhile sometimes to just take a beat. And again, to not disappear into shallow bullshit emotions. Let's just pause. Go ahead.
As our editor Quinn recently said to me, our former editor Quinn recently said to me, Alex, sometimes it's okay to just lib out. And I'm like, you know what? Okay.
Lib out.
Like have enthusiasm. Lib out.
Somebody asked this question about, hey, this dude killed a Washington Post reporter who was a legal resident inside the United States. I think he's from Egypt, but he was, and I don't know. This is really obvious, but y'all are smart, so forgive me for really dragging this out. But first of all, well, guess what? Let's put 1 point on the board because he instantly starts yelling at this woman. He says she's a terrible person. He says wants to pull the license or he's pondering aloud, who will rid me of this meddlesome priest type shit, where he's like, yeah, maybe ABC's license should be gone. But I just want to be super clear.
Terrible reporter,
and a terrible person. He's yelling at her in front of Mohammed bin Salman, who, in addition to being from the country that, had a lot to do with 9/11, frustrates a lot of people. By the way, the line is not going well, just so you know. The line is not going well, and that's got to be on MBS's mind. He's having a lot of trouble with his project. But you know about the line, right?
Oh, no, I thought I did.
We really super need to talk about the line.
Okay.
But he's in front of the guy who it is alleged to have called for the death of this guy and then the bone sawing of his body into pieces and so forth. So the reason he killed that guy is because he asked a lot of questions that annoyed him. And this woman just asked a question that annoyed Donald Trump. And so he defended that guy in front of a room full of reporters. And like, it all goes by so fast and it's all so stupid. And you all are so involved in very shallow, but complex emotions. Just sit with that for a minute. Talk about not being able to read a room. I mean, I'm not even saying he has to go up there and be Joe Biden and go like, oh yeah, this is not who we are. No bone saws for me. But like, it was fucking bananas. It was, and then the quiet piggy thing. That's not good. Quiet piggy, he said to a lady.
Yeah, I guess it's not that I do not care about that. I was just.
I do not care. Do you?
No. I was like, well, are we? I don't know. I'm really. Are people that upset about or that surprised or shocked?
Well, they're surprised they haven't been paying attention, is what you should say. And pull your pussy back down very, very hard.
I need to get my Osmandius. I'm not. I also did indie. I heard. I'm like, what? What's? He said, "Shut up, Peggy." I'm like, oh no, it's Peggy. And I wasn't online.
No, he said no. He said quiet, Piggy.
Quiet.
No, but he said no. But he said quiet, Piggy. That's what he said to a lady on his plane. Trump Force One, by the way. Remember? Did you see how he mentioned Trump Force One in his McDonald's talk? Which is, Air Force One. It's almost as nice as his plane.
That's Trump Force One is the gift, right? Or is
not
that
yet.
No? Not okay. All right.
No, that's future Air Force One that he's going to take with him when he leaves.
Okay. See, I'm not. I wasn't up on the trade, so I'm like Epstein.
It'd be funny if the next president
time?
turned the ballroom into a hangar and kept it in there. He's not allowed to go in there, and it'd be a sign out front. Like one of those, you have to be this tall to ride. It'd be like, anybody's allowed to come in here except Donald Trump.
All right, let's take the pussy hats off now. That
happened on The Crown. That's what Margaret wanted to do with her husband. She was very frustrated with her husband, Princess Margaret.
Does Margaret makes me think of not Robert, Christopher.
Margaret, a famous. I think of Margaret Hamilton from The Wizard of Oz. I think of Margaret Bates, who was the name. That was the name of a teacher at my college. Who's your Margaret? There's God in me, Margaret.
I was thinking of Charles Crumb as my Margaret. They both have really tragic. I mean, they're both overshadowed by the Margaret of Margaret Windsor, Margaret of the Crown,
the sister of the Queen.
Yes, yeah.
Yes. Helena Bonham Carter for the part I'm at. I watched almost all of season 3 yesterday. Season 3 is very, very good, and it might be in some ways. Season 4 is my favorite. 4 and 5 are my favorite seasons of The Crown in some ways. Well, I love the Debicki too. Season 3, don't sleep on season 3. A lot of good shit happens. It's got that amazing. It's got the coal crash episode. It's got
that's
which
really
is epic. It's got the one I forgot about, the one where Charles goes to Wales and studies with the teacher.
Does it have the IRA one?
No. Well, it has the beginnings of the IRA one, but the one with Mountbatten, that's at the beginning of the next season when Margaret Thatcher is there. That season bangs, but I mean, like, fucking Gillian Anderson just hits it out of the park in that show.
One able dibble.
This is why I think,
and this gets into our challenge for next week too.
Oh, all right. That'll keep me offline even more. But wow. On The Crown,
glad I didn't touch a nerve.
It's more so that throughout the show in like 2016, not 2016, but like around 2018, I think the three of us were like, oh, Twitter's not only getting bad, but like, oh,
I stuck with
why?
it for way too long. I don't want to say I regret it because I still super miss what I had there, but I stayed too long.
Well, it's hard to, for me, it's hard to accept when something that was a source of community and often wholesomeness, like the word toxic, I don't really know what it means anymore, but just turns into an unhealthy, unhelpful, and uninteresting place.
You
make
hate
fun of me
being
for
bored
saying I'm
more than almost
bored.
anything. You hate being bored.
Okay, but well, that's why
I know they're just boring. It's like those AI people. They're very boring.
Yeah,
You hate that.
I turned off on Blue Sky. This was again, like, I'm like, God, Blue, why am I just seeing the same thing over and over and over?
I know.
But
I feel the same
if you
way.
go to I didn't realize that in the settings on both the app and in the browser,
Mm-hmm.
you need to turn off, like, because I've got like nudity or like hide nudity or hide not safe
right.
for work stuff, but hiding it would reset, like, if you change your,
I
think
wondered
both of us
about
have a bunch of
that.
weird shit, and like tail scale and VPNs and stuff, and I went and it had just don't show rude posts, don't show, and you
Really?
may be shocked
Wait,
to
so
know
okay,
that
so you go to settings, and you would go to content and media, probably
I think it's
or,
under privacy, actually.
privacy and
Let me-
security. Allow others to be notified. Anyway, I'll keep poking around while you're talking. Go ahead.
I just thought that a
moderation.
lot
There must
of-
be a moderation.
I thought just a lot of my friends had stopped poking, but a lot of my friends post about gay stuff, and sometimes we make off-color queer jokes, and they'd be marked as not like deleted.
No, I know what you mean, but like muffled.
But-
Yeah.
Yeah, so now when I go on Blue Sky, it is a little bit more fun. But then if it's, I would like to be online more, Merlin. Honestly, if I could kind of go,
You would do so much
jack
better if you
in
were on.
2016.
I know if you were online more. Yeah, I have a day on my calendar that reminds me that tomorrow is the day a bunch of your monthly mutes expire, and then I go through and I reevaluate.
Oh,
I think does this person bring me valuable things? I think.
Oh, you're really generous. I
don't know about that.
compared
I'm not
to me with
angry.
muting.
Does that help?
No, I don't like mute for a month or whatever the time is. I'm just like boop boop boop.
Yeah,
boop,
good for you.
because-
Get him out of your life. Wash that man
Thank
right out of
you.
your hair.
Is
You love South
that
Pacific.
a song? Is that a song?
No, it's a phrase I just made up.
I like it.
I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair. I think that's Rogers and I want to say Hammerstein. You know, it used to be Rogers and Hart, and Hart was ironically enough heartbroken when he started working with Oscar Hammerstein Jr., who was also the mentor of Stephen Sondheim. And you can be a mentor,
And
or you can become a mentor.
one.
Let me
Wait, I
ask
thought
my
you could do
mentor.
both at the same time.
You seen it?
No, you told me about it in this episode. See, I remember. I'm smart,
On MS Now?
not like they say.
I got stepped over.
The
Alex, how do I turn off the window thing on my iPad where things stop being like actual acting like windows? Is that display? How do I do that?
I think it's in setting. It depends on which
I know
you
I'm in
want.
settings, but like,
Yeah,
no, I don't want any
no.
of these. I don't want the traffic lights anymore. I just want this to be an iPad again.
Yeah.
I
yeah, you
hardly
got-
ever. I have an iPad to my right here at work that is mostly my televisual, my office device for televisual fun. And then I have an older, smaller iPad Pro at the house that I barely touch anymore. I think I just really like my laptop. I'm like that with like the way you are with your phone, I think.
That makes sense. If I
does.
had a laptop that my laptop is basically a little desktop because this poor little guy is kind of broken, but it's amazing. It just says the laptop doesn't work. I was online earlier and watching old videos of the. No. I didn't go all Ozymandias. I was just watching.
If you say that one more time, I'm going to charge you $5.
Why? I love
because you have one image in your head at a time about a thing. You got interested in Watchmen for some reason last week. And now you keep talking about it.
Oh my God. I got interested in Watchmen in 2011 when
it was not, but the thing is, if you listen to the words instead of your emotions, what you would hear is me saying, without regard to how you've ever felt about Watchmen in the past, it's back on your radar. And now you're talking a lot about Watchmen, and now you've mentioned Ozymandias and his screens. You could mention other things too, but I get it.
That is my image of.
I know, me too. Like all full screens, get them all on. I know, I do that. Yeah, for sure, I do that. I do that.
I have 3 images technically. It is the
nervous system,
uncut Ozymandias of the Watchmen film, the OG.
Sorry, pause.
Comic.
Let's try. Let's act like this is magnetic poetry, and we can make those words into a sentence. You're talking about the uncut version of Watchmen, the very long version with the full Black Freighter in it.
Yep. Oh,
that's a good one. I've got that.
I wasn't a fan of the Black Freighter, but once you
I'll tell you,
3 times.
First few times I read the comic, I skipped over almost. Well, I didn't always skip over I would always skip over the stuff that wasn't the comic, like the excerpt from Under the Hood or whatever. Did you ever realize why that's so clever?
I don't. Not
Night Owl. Later, not Night Owl number 1. His memoir is called Under the Hood.
I take it back. Yes, except I don't think it is that. Of all the clever, brilliant things in Watchmen, I don't know.
What's he do for a living?
He's a superhero.
Nope. What does he know?
What does he know?
Night Owl number 1, who Dan goes and visits at his house. His house and his job are at the same location. What is the occupation of Night Owl 1?
Isn't he a bike salesman?
He's an automobile mechanic.
Oh, that was kind of close.
Does that help
Okay, yes. Thank you. Okay, but he's not Night Owl. All right. No, yep. No, snapping together like magnets. It's clever. I'm not Alan Moore. I'm not smart.
It passed the law.
I'm no David Lindelof.
It passed the law that you couldn't be a superhero anymore. Later on, they passed Redfordations. You ever watch the TV show Watchmen? It's very good.
Yes, Merlin, I was getting to that. It was on the teleprompter because I got not back into Watchmen, but every year on November 14th, I would watch. Or at least the week of November 14th, I rewatched the film.
Can you name a friend? Can you name a friend of ours who worked on that scene in the movie?
Can we say? Did he?
Besides Todd. Joe.
Oh, I don't.
Joe Rosensteel worked on the nervous system appearing in the cafeteria, which I think is a wonderful scene.
Oh my God.
I love that entire sequence. I love the Philip Glass music. I fucking love Billy Zane's voiceover. His voiceover is so perfect to me.
I think that movie is
such a good movie. People are too hard on that movie.
No, I think that
people should be harder on that movie.
I think I think that people. Have you ever watched the this? I know that this is unhinged, but watching the original theatrical release cut and then the uncut version, not having the Black Freighter really.
I mean, it's in it, but it's not. No, Black Freighter's in the original. It's just not the full story.
I thought it was just Bernard in the comic.
No, I'm pretty sure it's in it, and including the twist. Really good twist.
Have seen.
Anyhow,
sure.
3 images.
No, this is
nervous
Merlin,
system,
this is
television. Okay.
It is important because
I'm gonna get more
I
coffee
said
then because it's
I
now
got
4 minutes.
probably. I got super into Watchmen in 2011, but the first time I read Watchmen was in 2005. But I skipped over. I fast over
over,
the
Daddy.
good parts. Yeah, but then you read it and you're suddenly it's like, oh shit. Oh shit. And then you're watching the 3.5 hours of the uncut, you're seeing the extra scenes with Sally Jupiter and watching her interact with the comedian multiple
Talking
times.
about Sally
And
Jupiter
yes,
from The Hunting Wives.
yes. See, moments are snapping together like magnets.
The way they choose to present her boobs in that show is very upsetting to me.
It's interesting.
Because
I don't
she's
know
kind
how
of
I
like
feel about
she's a pretty solid B+ cup and ish, and they do this thing where like it seems to be just part of the. If you keep watching the show, which I can't recommend, you'll get more and more of this. She wears these redonkulous outfits. I guess this is kind of a look right now. The ultimate like sort of plunging neckline, where it isn't like you're trying to make like classic bubbly puffy décolletage, but you're just trying to show like a sternum and part of 2 humps all the way down to the navel, and I think it's not flattering.
this is another thing where
She's got a
maybe you could help
perfectly
me with it.
serviceable latex outfit that she could be wearing that everybody could enjoy.
Oh, absolutely.
Dan Dryberg did. I do. Not made of stone. Look under my hood.
Challenge
This week is to watch Crumb, a 1994 film by Terry Zwigoff, and this was Alex's suggestion.
I had just never gotten around to watching this movie, and
I wonder if I was trying to remember. I was feeling stupid because I was wondering if I ever talked about it here. I'm not saying, and listen, I'm not doing that fucking John Syracuse thing. I'm like, you forgot. I recommended that to you. But there's a part of me that wonders if I ever said you should check this out because it touches on a lot of stuff that I suspect you find interesting in the world.
oh yeah, hit
But I mean, like, not the obvious stuff, but like, there's a lot of stuff about like how we present ourselves and how our minds work and like what childhood does to us.
Oh yeah, this hits all of the Alex favorites of being a really
All of your ferrets?
not avant-garde documentary, but a really in-depth.
He must really
spans
trust
a
Terry
decade.
Zwigoff. He must super trust Terry
Yes.
Zwigoff to do this.
Yes, and
So anyway, and I
This
know y'all
may-
know this, but just to get out of the way, this is about the cartoonist, artist, interesting American, Robert Crumb, who was very well known in the 60s and 70s for his alternative comics, and who is, how would you describe him? Like a sex maniac, a sourpuss, I think one of the things he's most famous for, apart from being a sex man and a sourpuss, is like very old-timey. Like he famously loves like old-timey stuff. And so this is Terry Zwigoff's film about him where he works very closely with him and then gets into stuff about his life and his brothers and his family and his career. Over. I just want to get that out.
the film starts off almost like every I want to say like artist profile documentary where they're going.
It's crazy if you can't draw.
Oh God. They're going to some event where he's giving a talk and he's very
Right.
Robert Crumb
Here's what
and
here's what I'm
says,
well known for. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's so Robert
like,
Crumb.
don't ask me if I'm still trucking because I got sued for this and blah blah blah. But
For doing
then-
that Janis Joplin album cover, he got $600 and they kept the art and then sold it.
$20,000. But almost immediately after that, he calls his mom and says,
That is-
"Hey, I'm with Terry."
Sorry.
It's so good. No,
I saw this, as I told you last week in the after show. I saw this in the theaters when it came out, which would make it 1994 or 5 probably. But like, yeah, I appreciate different things about it being older now. And like that moment where he's talking on the phone to his mom, like he seems pretty cool and pretty normal. And it makes a person start to wonder if maybe a lot of his thing is just kind of like not a put on, but you know,
I would very much
like a Mike Montero type,
say
like
it's-
somebody like you can't.
Yes.
A lot of the people who seem the most irascible are either Portuguese or they've had their heart broken, or in Mike's case, presumably both. But people who feel things very deeply, and their response to that has been to like build up these, you know, these buffers with the world. He's built up a buffer with the modern world in all kinds of ways. He didn't like the Grateful Dead. He didn't. I'm sorry, I'm babbling now, but I don't know. I like the way he comes off in this movie. He seems kind of cool to me.
Well, you start to realize that while his comics are, he says, and I think are like, you know, pretty vulnerable and intentionally provocative, part of that feels like it's because every time he truly showed vulnerability, he got punished for it. He never got anything but shame.
I tend to push back a little bit on those like, oh, mommy and daddy were mean to me stories, but like he had a pretty complicated upbringing and a pretty complicated family.
Yeah,
His dad sounds like not a particularly nice person.
Yeah. You'd think that from, or rather, like, I wasn't even. I suppose I went into this knowing that his parents were fucked up, but it's not that he had the typical pushback from his parents of like, nah, you're a fucking artist. But
could be a doctor.
More
or
so, it was more so the, you know, he was never good because he was
Charles
never good
made
enough
him
for his brothers.
made everyone draw comics.
Yeah, like there was no just from like he loves his brother so much, and there's just never that any
You can tell
sort of
Charles
reward
was the
for
star of the
being-
family from a certain standpoint, you know?
and so self-aware. That's what hurt.
Charles or
Watch
Robert.
Charles. There's
Yeah.
moments where he got like
Dressed up like a
I
pirate
know
and just walked around town in his mom's coat.
Oh man, at one point he says, "Give me," he doesn't say it in a bit. We should say Charles.
Oh yeah, sorry, go. Yeah, explain
really.
So you could explain that he has two brothers.
Yes, he has two brothers, Charles and Malcolm. Yeah,
Maxon.
You have a story about Malcolm.
Maxon.
But sorry, Max. He
Maxon,
Charles
Maxon.
Maxon. He's in it less than I thought. I don't know if I like.
You're in it less than I thought.
But Charles is the. I think he's the old, if not the oldest. He's like the leader of the pack.
Charles is the older brother and basically ran the children.
Yes. And he, for some reason, just even though all three of them clearly have mental illness issues, his are the most severe. He's a recluse with.
I also love the way he
lives
says
with
tranquilizers.
He's
He's on antidepressants and tranquilizers. Also, you notice that everybody who's around Robert Crumb for any period of time kind of starts talking the same way. Do you notice that Alina kind of talks like this too? And pulled up their stakes. There's this cadence to the way everybody in this movie, especially Alina and his wife and Bob, have this certain way of talking, but Max and the other brother, what's his name? Charles. Charles. Kind of have that way of talking too.
I guess I just thought it was a 90s comics vibe. Like in the
90s comics.
I don't know. Well,
That was
let's
his
just
heyday
say,
for comics.
even now, in certain art communities, people sometimes have the same cadence and way of speaking, and it's just the vibe I got. And or like how the
You're talking about the sort of people who find a very sort of Aristotelian way of very sort of yeah, you're right. No, there's definitely vogues to certain ways of talking.
I don't know. I don't have much to say about this movie except that if it's because it's it made me all right. That's not true. I just don't think I have anything interesting to say about this
That I
movie, other
believe.
than it made me really miss how the amount of freedom. I'm trying to put this in a nice way that isn't just me bitching, like
gonna be
all of
about
Netflix
documentaries.
documentaries.
I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah,
I know it.
and seeing how vulnerable they get
Yeah.
with him, and being able
People
to
used
do
to
this
see
over
stuff
a
less
decade.
too. You could be weird and it wouldn't be widely distributed.
Yes,
Because the weirder you were, the less likely you were to be widely distributed as a source of information. And this, like I say, Terry Zwigoff, I mean, I know his name. I think I know him from directing this and Ghost World. And was he, I think he was also a cartoonist, Terry Zwigoff. Did he do...
I don't think so.
didn't he?
I knew him from directing Bad Santa, the Billy Bob Thornton Christmas movie.
Nice.
So,
Merry Christmas.
and you did, I don't know if you mentioned this movie, but in our Criterion challenge, I remember seeing this in their like documentary section and being like, oh, holy
I bought the
shit.
Blu-ray for my work.
Oh,
That's what that photo I sent you is from
interesting.
today.
Oh,
Oh man, the
damn.
little book that
That's
comes
a really
with it.
good
The little
one.
booklet's great.
This might I had a problem, or not a problem, I found it difficult to find a lot of old Crumb stuff in like its full
Like on the internet, finding his print stuff.
and then but Anna's archive, there's quite a bit on there, including the Kafka
I don't know what that
biography.
is, but if I did, I'd be very grateful that it exists.
I'm so fucking grateful.
I'd
read
be so
the
grateful that I
Kafka
pay for it, but
today.
I don't know what that is.
Yes, and I was familiar with Crumb's, like the most provocative and
Did you know that the famous thing? I mean, did you know the Keep on Trucking guy, Mr. Natural? Did you know? Did it like ring a bell where you're like, oh, Fritz the cat, that's him?
I had forgotten. I think last week I was like, no, he's not the Fritz the cat
I think
guy.
I'm the one who said that. I was like, oh wait, that's Ralph Bakshi, but like Ralph Bakshi did in the movie, but yeah. But so
I
you know
know
of him as being like
the
what?
Genesis guy. Honestly, that's what non-comics millennials know him best for.
A Genesis album cover?
The book of Genesis. He illustrated the book of Genesis and is sort of.
He also did old bluesman trading cards, which is kind of cool. Oh, I've always wanted those. I've never gotten them.
Yeah, his his etchings too.
Those
on his
drawings
website.
on the little thread spools. Every single one of those faces. I love the way he draws. His use of negative space is just extraordinary.
I don't know if I enjoy his whatever alternative punk stuff as much as his early work and some of
Just that drawing of Alina that we see him doing. It's like, or the drawing of the shelf, the woman from, just the way that he just draws faces is just extraordinary.
yeah.
To me. How he
And
can just
that-
make a
that
few black
too-
lines just look like a person. It's
Yeah. and
mind-boggling to me.
That felt so much more vulnerable than I'm doing this. These are my psychedelic
and it's like,
comics.
forgive my saying, but it reminds me a little bit of how I increasingly say, the wisdom document is actually about things I had to learn in pain and trauma in some ways. I don't want to say that too much, but you go oh, this guy, he's such a weirdo. He likes big butts and he cannot lie. But he's also, you said vulnerable. Like him going my mom had this pair of cowboy boots that she would wear when it rained and I used to hump them. I don't think he's thrilled about that. I don't think he's proud of that, but it can't help but make its way into his art because was kind of, these are tentpole events for him,
I couldn't tell where that line was, which is part of what makes it interesting, because I do think at the beginning, a lot of the stuff about women was.
He might be a pervert. I don't know. I mean, he might be like a bad
but
actor.
What does that even mean? I don't.
Well, he might have
don't
assaulted
think
women
he
with big butts because he was in power. I don't know. I don't think it's that difficult to figure out what I'm saying.
Well, what I just kept going back to with the with the
line.
gender stuff, it was like, is this in good faith, or does he know about this? 'Cause I don't know. Like, Charles kept being
I
like,
think
oh
he
yeah,
does. I think he's very attracted to powerful women, especially women with powerful lower sections.
he that yeah.
That's kind of power.
It's like, wait, do you want
They're
want
literally
your
standing in
stamp
their power.
stomped on, or yeah,
Sweet fat ass.
so big. It's
Yeah.
so big. And anyway, the art is, I think it's not boring or anything, but I think the least interesting parts are with
But it's
art
in it,
critics.
which in a way, then I do agree with you. But it also then makes it as an observation. It's kind of interesting that what you don't want to make it mercantile, but what he could sell, what people were interested in about his work, what they wanted to publish of his work. It's cool that he got to do. I mean, I have a lot to say about his style and how he looks at the world visually so differently than I do. I think of type as something that I think of typefaces as something that I select and type with a computer, but he draws these incredibly authentic old typefaces with so much care. It's not incidental. The stuff in his stuff is like the thing I sent you today, the picture, the drawing of Charles. Let me go find this. Just
bottom right hand.
Look at the lettering on that. He is very old world, in that way. But I think probably a lot of men of a certain vintage, meaning all men, I think he and Charles, very much Charles, I think they feel like the world's a little bit against them, and and maybe I'm projecting here, but no matter how hard you try, you always feel like a weirdo, and you always feel like an outcast. And he's being bullied by Charles was bullied by whatever that guy's name is, Scott Farkas or whatever, and sounds like it was a pretty lonely world growing up in general in the 50s.
I mean, he still does seem lonely based on the few appearances he makes and the stuff.
Well, I wouldn't want a roommate.
watched.
I wouldn't want to room with him.
No. But I mean, not just his brother passing. I think he took his own life. I hate that term. He killed himself right as the film was being edited, and they don't address it. But the way that you can see that you can see this guy disintegrating, even over the course of 5 years. Charles, is brutal. And then I
he's so talented. You look at those cartoon drawings they did in the 50s. I mean, he was born in 43, something like that. He's a Beatles aged person. I think he's about the age of the Beatles. He both of their drawings are just extraordinary. Hugely influenced by Disney comics, I would say, the style of Disney comics in the 50s. But oh my God, just the line work. They're barely even teenagers, and their line work is so accomplished. They must have just drawn compulsively.
One line that honestly one of the lines that Robert said that really pissed me off. He's like, "Oh, it's so sad. Charles never moved beyond crayon and pencil," and he's looking at this gorgeous piece that they did as kids, and it's he just keeps the defense mechanism of oh, I am a better artist than Charles, and it's not he didn't
maybe, but they also are tough on each other. I mean, I've seen people in relationships like that where it isn't just exclusively, as I said, sour grapes or envy. It can also just be Robert Crumb knows enough about Charles to know what's the phrase T.S. Eliot uses, il miglior fabro, when he inscribes the wasteland to Ezra Pound. He in Italian refers to him as the better creator, the better maker of things.
Fuck, I didn't know that. Ooh.
I think that's what he says, but I don't remember. But Ezra Pound had his own problems. But I think he recognizes, I think at least a subtext, a beat in this. And I should also confess, I watched the first act of this again, but I did not watch the whole movie again. But like, there's definitely this feeling of like, well, here's Robert. He had some success and made some money, and like he has enough freedom to like have a lady in his life and move to France. And Charles lives with his mother, who listens in on his conversations, like actively, and he has some mental health and emotional problems. But I think a subtext to this is Charles is the one who should have been famous. Mm-hmm. He was the handsome one that everybody liked. Well, not that everybody liked, but he was the one that had the most possibilities. So I buy Robert saying maybe one way of looking at it is Charles never got the opportunity to live up to his potential. Therefore, crayons and pencils.
Yeah, I suppose it's.
I don't know. I could be wrong.
No, I think I agree with you, and it's more of a. Not like it felt like a way to sort of almost it was another instance of like, ooh, I see myself of like absolving myself of guilt, because deep down I think I could have done more. Mm-hmm. And I also feel like this person's more talented, but I might have, maybe if I'd let him have a girl, not let him, but maybe if I had him talk to girls more, and just the tiny bits that are intentionally, at least I think Terry intentionally, we're on a first name basis now. Yeah. Terry Zwigoff puts throughout the film of
I call him the Zwiganator.
As the Zwiganator keeps. I think it flows really well, and that's hard to do for a film that's just
especially. And I don't mean to be all Alex Cox here, but like I don't know what footage he had to work with at the time of editing, but like whatever he had, he made a lot of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you can tell there's also scenes. There's only not a few, but there's not as many scenes as one I think would expect if for like a 10-year span. What's it? Not to be all Syracusa, but he had two-hour interview with Robert Caro, had 2 hours with.
It was more than that, but.
Really?
No, yeah, he met him like, no, your point's taken. Yeah.
Having the Zwiganator there, just, however much, they fucking, the whole family trusted him so.
Yeah, absolutely. I just find as I watched the movie, though, I remember having this thought at the time, where like I had my own ideas about Robert Crumb, based on what you hear, but it sounds so stupid and basic, but like I really, the further you get into this movie, and on multiple viewings, especially the further you get in this movie, the more like it's fun to just watch Robert Crumb's face, like when other people are talking. And the camera will be on him. It's surprisingly interesting to watch because, first of all, you can tell his mind's going, or, running around a lot of the time. He seems like he's thinking about a lot of things all the time. And it gets to where by partway through the movie, you feel like, okay, now we're going to see Robert, like, there'll just be like a two-shot. There's a two-shot of him and that woman at the gallery, and he's mugging the whole time and making all these silly expressions and being funny. And like, you start to think like, I feel like I'm getting to know him well enough that like I have an idea what he might be thinking about and what sarcastic thing. You could just watch this movie and just with the sound off and just watch Robert Crumb's face in this. And I think it's fascinating.
The first time I think you really notice it is when he is in, I think it's a comic shop the publishing house,
where the
and
guy
the
wants
kid's
an
like,
autograph.
"Hey, can you?" Yeah, I don't believe in you fucking liar. You want to say that that was one of the first times.
I think that was in
the
trailer
taping. Yeah, like you little piece of shit. You want to give autographs, but you know what you want more? You want to be on film saying you don't believe in autographs. photographs and just the little, I don't know. It was,
I wonder if I've ever added this to my movies. Oh, sorry. Go.
Well, the two shot you mentioned, he only ever had one.
That's the one talking. That's the woman talking about how Robert had made her feel better about her butt.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
And in a somewhat unconventional way.
Yeah. Which.
Because he said he did say she has a fat ass and drew it as such, but B, he was like, yeah, she's got a fat ass. Like she's like, fucking A, I got a fat ass.
Oh God, the way he kind of his relationship, I feel like with not even necessarily with women, but like just femininity, just kept like oscillating because there would be moments of almost like enlightenment.
So intimidated, and not in like I don't realize I'm intimidated and I'm overreacting way. I think he's just extremely aware that women that he has probably been scared of women, like most of us, for most of his life for different reasons. Sometimes you're scared of women because like they won't like you in the way you want them to like you, and sometimes you're scared of women because like they exercise power over things they exercise power in domains that you don't really understand, which is really intimidating and upsetting to a lot of people, and men in particular, you know?
It's hard to be afraid of the same thing for different reasons at once. And that
takes self-knowledge.
And it just looked like, okay, I am afraid of women for this reason now. Women are people, but oh God, I'm not attractive. And God, I'm liking the movie.
But also
more
he's
more
like, you can tell he's cynical about people's motivations. And I think he has reasons to be. Not just because the Janis Joplin, I don't know what label that was, but whoever he did the Big Brother record for that paid him the money. And like, there's so many instances of that. Like the person who made the Nike swoosh, like that person did not get a lot of money from that. And that's how work for hire works. But anyhow, I think whether or not he's ever over-trusted people in his life, I think he probably stopped over-trusting people in his life probably before he was able to talk. and the reasons for that, really stack up in life. Like people want to wheeze his juice. This kid wants an autograph. This person wants to talk to him, but they probably want him to say, yeah, I love the Grateful Dead and we hung out. But that's not what happened. And like a lot of us in life, I think he's understandably cynical about the people who pretend to like you for the reasons you would like, instead of liking you for reasons you don't control. Or not even liking you, but being aware of you for reasons you don't control. There's that scene at the beginning of Annie Hall when Woody Allen's waiting for Diane Keaton to come to the movie theater because they're going to go watch The Sorrow and the Pity, I think it is. And this guy comes up and goes, "Who are you? I know you." And he's like, no. He's like, "No, he's like, no, you don't. You're on TV." He's like, "Al V. Singer. Look at this. It's Al V. Singer." And he's calling people, "That's not Al V. Singer." And of course, Woody Allen's just standing there like, "Oh God, can I just not be involved in this?" It's like, you don't get to pick a bunch of stuff in life. And one of those things is you don't get to pick your legacy. You don't get to pick what you're known for. And much to my chagrin, you don't get to pick what people misunderstand about you. And that's frustrating.
That's why the McDonald's talk is so good.
We're going to talk in the after show. I'm going to tell you about the line. You're going to learn about the line. We talked a lot about lines this week, but we're going to talk about Don't Look It Up Yet.
No, I'm not.
I heard you typing.
Wait, no, I think you heard me. That's my pencil. I'm dicking around with a pencil.
I heard you penciling.
Yeah, I did.
Do you recommend this movie to people? Put differently, who do you recommend this movie to?
Sometimes you're like, "Merlin, stop it. Alex has a good take about documentaries."
No, they don't.
This movie's very for...
What? Who does that? Tell me specifically who does that, and I will address them. That is not an opinion people are allowed to have.
I know. I mean, well, they're not going to say it now. They're just going to keep drawing.
I don't know how you find time to talk to so many people about podcasts you do.
I don't.
You're online so much. Like, how do you have like multiple windows like Ozymandias? just feel like sometimes I don't really understand what's going on under the hood.
Ring the bell.
I do already have this on a list of mine. I'm happy to say. Sometimes my bad memory pleases me. I have a list called Some Good Movies About Making Art. And I already had put this on that list, which makes me feel good. Makes me feel less stupid. Let me pull this up, and I will find this. So this is still the show, right?
Sure, yes.
Yeah, all right. Merlin Mann. I'm clicking. I'm in Letterboxd. I'm going to lists. I'm clicking. Merlin's. Oh God, I have such good taste. Some good movies about making art. And of course, the hero image and the quote comes from Alejandro Jodorowsky, from his wonderful Jodorowsky's Dune, which is one of the greatest movies about making art ever. He says, "What is the goal of the life? It's to create yourself a soul." I shouldn't have done the voice.
You shouldn't have, because it's a really good quote.
F for Fake. You like that movie?
Yes. My favorite documentary.
Beaver
They call it a
Trilogy.
documentary, but
Trust Us. The TJ and Dave one. That's in there. Wildcat with Predestination's daughter. What's her name? Who's an actor I like?
well, Predestination.
Maya Hawke in Wildcat, where she is Flannery O'Connor and acts out Flannery O'Connor stories. Very ambitious.
We're not talking about Ethan Hawke, right?
Yeah, we are. That's why I said Maya Hawke.
Oh, yeah.
That's his daughter.
I'm not.
I think.
I'm not looking. I'm not
You
looking
think
at
it's Sarah
the list.
Snook's daughter? No spoilers.
Or is it? I don't
Burden
know.
of Dreams. Burden of Dreams. You know, you could tell that's not a fake boat. That hill is no joke. Something like that. Is that the line? What's the line? I probably put it in here as a quote if I know me. Sometimes they just quote movies inside the movie. That's my review. That's my review. Show your activity. I'm clicking. We'll see if I haven't reviewed that. Look at that. I did give it 5 stars.
Now I need to. Now I am looking it up.
Oh, it's okay.
I do also recommend, along with Crumb, Merlin's Weird Movies for Weirdos. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, there's 2 of them. And then when people are like, these movies aren't weird enough, I made another list called Some Next Level Shit.
You're not weird enough then.
Land Without Bread. Come and See. Ooh. Conspirators of Pleasure. That's a very upsetting movie. You ever seen Land Without Bread?
No.
Probably not. It's super obscure. But yeah, Boonwell pushed a donkey off a cliff for that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Boonwell made some pretty fucking weird movies.
Yeah.
I can still hear the music in my head. Yeah,
Is that a Christmas song? It sounds like.
Yeah, it is. It's like Christmas.
Yeah, you know.
From that
I played
wonderful-
it on flute.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a Christmas film, or as Joyeux Noël, as they say over there. Yeah, it's called.
Zygonator made Bad Santa.
It's called An Andalusian Dog, and it's a great film about Christmas. And it's also quoted. And it's quoted in a song by the Pixies. Not a lot of people know that. I don't know about you, but I am un Shen. Andalusia. I am un Shen. Debaser. He was not, that Charles, the one in Pixies, he was not very nice to Kim Deal sometimes. You know, he broke up with the band by fax.
By
sending them a series of facts that they had to read.
Oh, that's awesome.
Supposedly he broke up with them by fax, but then if you watch the Trash Theory episode, double supposedly. That's Kim Deal says that's not true because none of them owned a fax machine.
Love finds a way. I don't know. That's
yeah. You like Pixies?
I want to believe that
like
story.
Pixies? You like Pixies?
Yes, but I don't.
Pixies album.
See, I should have lied and said no. I hate the Pixies.
You like pop music though, right? I bet you would really like the Black Francis song "Headache." Do you know that song?
Francis song.
The singer Frank Black Francis, Charles
Black.
something. Look it up. It's a black and white video. Go watch it on break. It's called "Headache" by Frank Black. Black Francis. They call him Black Frank when he's on his own, I think. African American Frank. Okay. I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care, man. Release the files. Release all the files. I'm so mad about everything. This will make me feel better. Oh, look at that. I have a list of movies based on The Power Broker.
Wait, oh.
No. There's I have a list of 4 movies that, in my opinion, reflect or contextualize the civic vision of Robert Moses. It's a short list. It's got 4 movies on it. Number one, of course, West Side Story. West Side Story is a... What happens in West Side Story?
Sorry, continue.
No, what happens in West Side Story?
It is
What happens in West Side Story? Just give me the log line.
Romeo and Juliet.
Okay.
I don't.
AKA Montagues and Capulets, right?
Yes.
And how is that represented in West Side Story? The families are now portrayed as
white and Puerto Rican, right?
gangs.
Yes.
And why are the gangs fighting about territory?
Because of gentrification. Didn't I at the very beginning it said gentrification, right? Is this a test? Is this a test?
Well, it didn't start as a test, but yeah, it is now.
You're scaring me.
Well, not enough, apparently. No. It's not just about gentrification. It's about the building of Lincoln Center and how that's going to displace a whole bunch of people, and it's changing the neighborhood. Once Upon a Time in America. By Sergio, or by what's his name? By not Pasolini. What's his name? Who's the Italian guy? What's his name? Marconi. Marconi plays the Mamba. Listen to the radio. Stalin
Federico.
by Stalin. Megalopolis by Francis Ford Coppola. Very much. And The Great Gatsby musical.
Yes. Oh, that's good. Oh, there's a lot of levels to that one. Oh boy.
Yeah, but also exactly.
It's
like
obvious.
How do we get from one egg to another egg? On a nice parkway, in a car with an office in it. Mm-hmm. You make people look out the window.
Oh God.
Look upon my works, ye mighty, in despair. Who said that?
Look upon
my works, ye mighty, in despair. Who said that?
Not Ozymandias. Fuck the guy Ozymandias.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Not Ramses. Genghis Khan. I don't know. Some Roman. I don't know.
We are too much of something for our own
Roman.
good. I don't know what it is, but we are too much of something for our own good. I treasure doing the show with you, Alex, and I like to give you shit. Do you have any other questions this week?
No.
We're going to learn about the line. What else are we going to do? Oh, let's see. Things I wrote down in my brain. The new ChatGPT is fucking hot garbage. I want to talk about MBS's projects in Saudi Arabia, which I think you will find very interesting.
All right.
And what else? Was there anything else? Oh, and I have an idea for a challenge.
Okay.
We'll talk about all that in the after show. You can go to giveusyourfuckingmoney.com, which is a website. And that takes you to our Patreon, where you can give us money if you choose to. I'm going to do this like the rest is history. No, I'm going to do this like Chris Malamphy. Hi, everybody. I'm Chris Malamphy. Whenever I talk at the top of the show, it sounds like bad news, but it's actually me just introducing the show. If you're a member, you can go straight to the Rest is History Club and then listen to the other episode. We should have cut this off a long time ago.
Was that the... Wait. That's the guy from Hit Parade. Were you doing the guy from Hit Parade?
Hi, everybody. Chris Malamphy. Doesn't he always sound like... He sounds like he's about to tell you he got divorced.
No. Well, I haven't experienced that yet. You
haven't experienced it.
Is it an experience? I don't know.
That's a transitive verb.
That's the word. Fuck. That's what I was looking for.
What?
No.
Transitive?
Full circle. Yes, I was looking for. I was looking for the term transitive for a verb. I don't remember what verb it was for.
I use it wrong. I use it wrong all the time. I mistransitive it. I'm gonna hit the bell now so
Okay.
Hey everybody, thanks for listening. Bye. Stopping the record.